Today we're doing a deep dive into something called the Protégé Effect. And it's a really fascinating idea about how we learn, the core principle. You don't really master something until you can actually teach it to someone else.
That's right. It sounds simple, maybe even intuitive, but there's some solid cognitive science behind it. The sources we looked at really highlight this. When you get ready to teach, something specific happens in your brain.
Okay, so it's not just a saying, it's an actual mechanism. What exactly is going on? Why is preparing to teach so different from just, studying for yourself?
Well, it forces a different kind of engagement. It's about shifting from passive reception, like just reading, to a much more active process. Preparing to teach basically compels you to do three things internally. First, you absolutely have to organize your knowledge. You can't teach a mess.
Right, you need structure. Makes sense.
Second, it pushes you to figure out what the truly core concepts are, what's essential versus what's just like extra detail.
Okay, separating the signal from the noise.
Exactly. And then the third thing, which you touched on, it's maybe the most powerful part, it forces you to find simpler ways to explain potentially complex ideas. You have to translate it.
Ah, the translation step. That's where the real work happens, isn't it? Because if you can't simplify it,
Then maybe you don't understand it as deeply as you thought.
precisely, this whole active process, organizing, identifying cores, simplifying, that's what clarifies your own thinking. It moves knowledge from something you just passively understand, maybe temporarily, to something you can actively use. It becomes durable.
So you're essentially solidifying it for yourself by preparing it for someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the mechanism. But how do we make this practical? We can't always grab someone and start teaching them, right? How do we operationalize this protege effect? Yeah, good question. We simulate it. The approach involves specific tasks designed to make you teach back what you've learned, even if there's no actual student. So, for instance, you might learn a new process, maybe a technical one. Instead of just writing notes, you could be tasked with creating a simple analogy for it, something a colleague who doesn't know it could understand.
Oh, I like that. Analogies force you to find connections, map the structure onto something familiar. That really tests your understanding.
It absolutely does. Or, another example, you might need to draft a short training memo for your team about a new company policy or something.
Right, so that forces you to be clear, concise, and action-oriented. You have to think about what they need to know and do.
Exactly. Or even just outlining a short presentation. You have to structure the argument, think about the flow, anticipate questions maybe.
So all these tasks, they're proxies for actual teaching. They trigger the same internal processes.
That's the idea. The key thing is structuring the knowledge for others. That act of structuring is incredibly powerful for solidifying it in your own mind. It's not just recall, it's about building connections, understanding relationships within the information.
So what does this all mean? It sounds like the act of teaching, or even just preparing to teach, even simulated teaching, it's like the ultimate way to test yourself.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's self-testing and self-correction rolled into one. It ensures the knowledge actually sticks, that it's durable.
And it helps you find your own blind spots too, I imagine.
Definitely.